Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In this lecture, we are going to learn about CSMA, which is a method for multiple access protocol. So let's start. CSMA stands for Carrier Sense Multiple Access. So protocol in which station listens for a carrier and act accordingly are called the Carrier Sense Protocol. As we have seen in our previous lecture that in a pure and slotted aloha, the problem of collision is occur. So to recover that, to reduce the collision effect while transmission, the method implemented is a CSMA. So what happened, as in the name carrier sense, it first all the nodes in the network sense of the carrier that the carrier channel is busy or not. If it is not busy, then they start communicating, start transmitting messages on that channel. So this method was developed to decrease the chances of collision when two or more stations are start sending their signals over the data link layer. So carrier sense multiple access requires that each station first check the state of the medium before sending. So how it is done? So suppose this is a channel, and in that channel multiple nodes are connected. Suppose this is node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. So suppose these four nodes are connected on that one common channel, and each node wants to send data on this channel. So what happened? It checked that here at the end of each node there is one transmitter, here is also one transmitter. So it checked that if there is a data or if there is a signal on this channel or not. Suppose A wants to send data to node D. So first it checked that this channel here is free or not. Suppose there is one signal is passing through it, so it senses that no, the channel is already busy with some other signal, so we can't send our data in it. So it wait for some time, and after when the channel is become free, then it starts sending the data. So this is how the data is sent over the CSMA, but it only check this point only. Yes, it is not checked at this point the channel is free or not, at this node the channel is free or not, or at this node the channel is free or not. Here in the CSMA it's only check their own particular node, and at that node if channel is free, then it start communicating with each other. So it is possible that, like suppose here the data is passing on, and here suppose B is also check that the channel is free or not. At that time the channel is free, so it also start transmitting data. So at some point collision is occurred. So there is a chances of collision in the CSMA. So there are several CSMA access methods are one persistent, N persistent, P persistence, and CSMA CD, which is an extension of CMA with collision detection. CD means collision detection. So let's start with the first is a one persistence. So in the one persistence, when a station has data to send, it first listen to the channel to see if everyone else is transmitting at the moment. If channel is busy, the station waits until it become idle. When the station detects an idle channel, it transmits a frame. If collision occurs, the station waits a random amount of time and start all over again. The protocol is called one persistence because the station transmits with a probability of 1 when it finds the channel idle. The propagation delay has an important effect on the performance of the protocol. There is a small chance that just after a station being sending, another station will become ready to send and sense the channel. So as I said that suppose this is a channel, and in this channel multiple nodes are connected. So when this node wants to send data on this channel, then it only checks here only at this node only, and if there is a signal is already passing on that channel, then it waits for some time and then again check that the channel is idle or not. When channel is idle, it immediately start transmitting on this channel, but there is a possibility of at the same time another node also start transmitting, and at some point the collision is occur in the one persistent. So if the first station signal has not yet reached at the second one, and the latter will sense the ideal channel and will also be sending, resulting in a collision. So the longer the propagation delay, the more important this effect becomes. So otherwise the worse the performance of the protocol. So suppose the distance between these two nodes is very high, then the propagation delay is also high. So at that time it is possible that when it starts sending the data, at the same time this node also get channel idle and also start transmitting data, and the data become collision. So if two stations become ready in the middle of third station's transmission, both will wait politely until the transmission ends, and then both will begin transmitting exactly simultaneously and resulting a collision. So if they were not impatient, there would be a fewer collisions. So that is one disadvantages of one persistent method. Second is the end persistence. So in the end persistent, in this protocol, consequent attempt is made to be less greedy than in a previous one. So before sending, a station sends the channel. If no one else is sending, then the station begins doing so itself. So however, if the channel is already in use, the station does not continuously sense it for the purpose of sensing it immediately upon detecting the end of the previous transmission. Instead, it waits a random periods of time and then repeat the algorithm. Consequently, this algorithm leads to better channel utilization but longer delays than one persistent CSMA. In the one persistent, what happened, that node is continuously checking that the channel is free or not, when at for 1 second, if channel is free, then it starts sending data. While in the, so what happened in this, that if at the same time two nodes can start sending the data on the channel, and data can be collected. But in the end persistent, suppose these are the nodes channel and these are the nodes on that channel, so they are not continuously checking that the channel is free or not. Suppose this node wants to send data on the channels, and it check here that channel is free or not, but at that time some data is passing on this channel. So they wait for some predefined time period, suppose a 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then after it again check that the channel is free or not. But in this case, it is also possible that suppose when there is only data left of 2 seconds, and at that time this node check that channel is free or not. So at that time channel is busy, so suppose it waits for 10 minutes. This is random time duration is 10 minutes, but after the 2 seconds channel become idle, so the wastage of channel bandwidth is possible in this type of method. So however, if channel is already in use, station does not continuously sense it for the purpose of sneezing. It immediately upon detecting at the end of the previous transmission. Now the next is P persistence. So it is a hybrid of AND and one persistent. So it applies to a slotted channels. When station become ready to send, it sends the channel. However, here P means the probability. So it based on the probability of channel, it starts sending the data. Suppose here the channel and the node is available, and now at each node continuously checking that the channel is free or not as per the one persistent. When it finds the channel is free, then it waits for some time, and based on the probability of sending or probability of time of sending, then it starts sending the data. It does not start sending data immediately. So if it is ideal, that it transmits with the probability P. With the probability Q is equals to 1 minus P, it differs until the next slot. As we already know, the probability is in between 0 to 1. So there is a probability is associated with it, and after that it's sending the data on the channel. So if that slot is also ideal. It either transmitting or differs again with probability P and Q. This process is repeated until either the frame has been transmitted or another station has begun transmitting. In latter cases, the unlucky station acts as if there had been a collision. So it waits a random time and start again. As I said that suppose here this data finds the channel is free and now it starts sending data here, and at this point also it starts sending data on this channel, but at this point the data is mixed up and coalesced. But suppose at that time that collide signal is traveling and reaching to the first node, and then this node finds that the data is collided. So when at the same time the data is coalesced, so at that time station waits for some time and then again restart the transmission. So that is how the transmission is done in one AND and P persistent. So if the station initially senses the channel is busy, it waits until the next slots and applies to the above algorithm. And this figure shows the capture throughputs versus offered traffic for all three protocols. Here pure aloha efficiency is 2 less than the slotted aloha, then the 1 persistent, then the N persistent, and then the P persistent. So the highest efficiency is of pre-persistent. Now the next is the CSMS-CD. So CSMS-CD stands for the carrier sense multiple access collision detection. So as I said that in this, suppose here a node starts sending data and at the same time here another node starts sending data. So at that time the data is collided. But how this node A finds that my data is collided or not, in which basis it start retransmitting data on the channel. So here first thing we'll think this is an acknowledgement. Yes, that receiver sends acknowledgement, and based on that the sender sends retransmit the data. But in this situation, because there is only one channel and already collision between this data is happened, so and that if we are adding the acknowledgement, then the collision then the collision increases. So at that time, so in this situation we are not using the acknowledgement. Then now what we are using it? So collision detection being an extension of CSMA protocol, this creates a procedure that regulates how communication must take place in a network with shared transmission medium. The extension also regulates how to proceed if collision occurs when two or more nodes try to send data packets via transmission medium simultaneously and they interference with one another. So to understand how CSMS-CD works, it makes sense to break down the individual components, the term like carrier sense, multiple access, and collision detection. So carrier sense is a state detection. Make sure that all the network participants check whether the medium is currently free. Only then does the protocol initiate the data transmission. It sends the channel that the channel is ideal or not. Second is a multiple access. Server participants like computers connected on the network share a transmission medium. So multiple nodes or multiple computers are simultaneously sharing one common channel for transmission is a multiple access. And the collision detection. So the collision detection is an extension of the original protocol and regulates how to proceed in case data packets happens to collide. So why collision detection is used? For when suppose collision is created on the channel, then how we can identify that collision, and so for that collision detection is used. Now this is a flow diagram that when start communication, at that time there is one monitor medium and it check that channel is free or not. If it is free, then send data. If not free, then again go to the idle state and watching that channel is free or not. If channel is free, then it sends data, and when it sends data, there is two possibilities: collision happen or not. If not, then data sends correctly. If collision is created, at that time the signal become jam and more attempts to possible, like more attempts to send data is possible. If yes, then if no, then it ends, and if yes, then back off and again start the retransmission process. So this is how CSMA-CD works. Collision can be detected by looking at the power or pulse widths of the received signal and comparing it to the transmitted signal. So after a station detects a collision, it aborts its transmission, waits a random periods of time, and then tries again, assuming that no other station has started transmitting in the meantime. So suppose this is a channel, and in this channel this 4 node is connected, and now suppose this station start sending packets, and now this other station is also start sending packets, and at this point collision is created. So how this station knows that the collision is created? So because this is already in a transmitting state, data is already transmitted in this direction. Now this data is already transmitted in this direction, and the data is collated, and some data is transmitted in this direction, some data is transmitted in this direction. So when this collated signal received at this node A, at that time the node A finds that the signal is received from backward direction, and this is a collated data, and this is my data. So this is how the node finds that my data is collated, and so at that time it immediately stop transmitting, wait for some time, and then retransmit the process, same as this node. But what happened, suppose same situation, multiple nodes, but what happened when this node start transmitting data, and this node also, but now this node now this node stop transmitting data, and at that time the signal is collated here, and now this collated signal received at this node. Now this node doesn't identify that this collated data is from other node or from their own node, because it also possible that this collated data is from other node. So he thinks that the data is not mine, but it can be from other nodes. The collated data is from other nodes, so I can't able to retransmit the data. So that is the problem. So for that, the propagation time, this is the propagation time when the node is start transmitting from the node is receiving at, from that the data is received at the receiver node. So that in between time is called the propagation delay. So the transmission time is most equals to or greater or equals to the propagation delay. So transmission time is greater than or equals to propagation delay, because if the propagation delay is of 1 hour, then our transmission time become also 1 hour. On that situation only we are also transmitting data on this channel, and at that time collated data is received, so we can identify that our data is collated. After transmission is completed, we cannot identify that our data is collated or not. So after a station detects a collision, it aborts the transmission, waits the random periods of time, and then tries again, assuming that no other station has started transmitting in the meantime. Therefore, model for CSMA-CD will consist of alternating contention and transmission periods, with idle periods occurring when all stations are quiet without any activity. So that is all about the CSMA-CD, carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. So that's it about the today's lecture. Thank you so much for listening.